Okay, so I got a new battery, but it's my starter. This whole trip in going to camping, I'm not going to edit this because I want to get this out for y'all for tomorrow. Well, yeah, it's been quite the ups and downs. Rain for first 4 days. Actually, the first 5 days it rained. The last day, yesterday, it pretty much rained all day. It was supposed to be sunny and it rained all day. Once the clouds come in, it just sprinkled all day. So here's what I did. And I'm just letting you all know this because this is the life of a nomad. I'm a girl and I live in my minivan. If you don't know who I am, I'm Minivan Lead. Let me change this. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I'm Minivan Lee. And I live in my minivan. Actually, I'm Lee Thomas. I'm not much of a van life channel anymore. Bobby would say, oh, well, you need to get out and get out of your van. Well, I'm not really a van life channel anymore. But every once in a while I go camping, okay? Okay. So here's what happened. I thought it was my battery because it is 3 years old. And I would go in and to get Wi-Fi, drive in and turn it. And every once in a while, I had to, turn it 3 times. I thought, oh, that's like the battery. Okay. So today what I did was I called AAA. And because I was on a paved road, the campsite is totally paved. But they said they didn't have anybody in the battery department that could go all the way out there, which I totally understand. So we worked it out. She helped me kind of figure out what I need to do. And I said, well, then I'm just going to have to go into Flagstaff because you got the battery service there. She suggested I could just go to the store in Grand Canyon Village. Yeah, well, those weren't AAA batteries, and that probably would have cost, I'll bet, $500-600 for a battery in the Grand Canyon because one roll of paper towel can be $5 in the Grand Canyon, yeah. So, but she said if you need a tow to get to Flagstaff, if you need not a tow, or if you just need a jump, call and we'll be right there because they'll drive up from Williams. Well, it started fine. So I waited till afternoon and I got here and he came right away. He remembers me because I've locked myself out a few times over the past 3 years. John, yeah. He saw my name and he came right away. He was here within 6 minutes. Put the new battery in and so started right up. Sounded good. So then I thought he was over doing something and I thought, well, let me start again. It did it again. Okay. So I went and got him. I said, it did it again. He goes, well, let me listen to it. And he goes, well, that's your starter. I go, oh my gosh. So, all's well that ends well, though, right? There's always a rainbow somewhere. I mean, I've had my ups and downs. Oh, yeah. I mean, I admit it, I have. This has been May was very strange. And, flying monkeys coming at me during the month, yeah. It's been kind of a strange month, and then almost getting swiped, almost near death experience, even driving up here. That still freaks me out that happened. I'm like, I could be dead right now. If you don't know, somebody came at me on the highway. I was going 75 and he was probably going 90. He came around me on the shoulder and he clipped my car. A semi beside me, he could have spun me around and I'd be dead. And probably all the people behind me. They all would have crashed one after another. Oh yeah, it would have been a big pile up. So anyways, yeah, but he made it through and he was just, yeah. Crazy people. So it's been It's been a strange visit over the past couple months. I really got to say that. One little thing after another, but I think this is it, okay? But you always have to look for the good in it. You really do. Because there's always something that comes out of it. Well, John, the AAA guy, or the tow guy that he works for, when AAA needs something, they call him. He gave me the card of a mechanic, a young mechanic, certified, worked with cars since he was this high, with his uncles and his dad and, yeah, all the men in his family. And he's got a shop, but he's sort of a one-man show. You know, I love finding a mechanic. It's like finding a good minister, a good accountant, and you got to have a good mechanic, right? I mean, how many times have people say, do you know of a good mechanic? Do you know of a good mechanic? Where could I take? Yeah. So I let Max know about it, and I said, well, I'll let you know, because in fact, it was just not too long ago, he had to get a new starter in his minivan. So I'm excited. So he can't get me. He knows I'm a Nomad. So he's going to get me in on the day that we set. He's going to get me in first thing in the morning so that I'm not without a van. Yeah. I'm excited. Okay. Also, I have never really mentioned to any of y'all that there was, when I was in Flagstaff, right after I got here, not too long after I got here, it got down to 25 degrees. I mean, I was freezing in here. Everything. I even had ice on my windshield. And my windshield was frozen. 25 degrees. Oh my gosh. It was cold. Well, I didn't even try to roll down my windows. And I do believe that it happened probably during that time, that I believe it's my fuses, but I don't know. My passenger window and these two second row seat windows, it's completely doesn't work. I've talked to Jack about it, because he knows, he works for Napa. All of a sudden, he can fix his own cars. And then Max, I mean, he knows everything about cars. He retired from Chrysler. Yeah, GM. Yeah. So in Michigan. So I've got two people that very close to, my buddies, my sweeties. And so they both kind of agree it's probably the fuses. But I have yet to go out there. I'm kind of scared to pull a fuse out, because I don't want anything to go wrong with my driver's side, because I don't know that much about cars, okay? I can do regular maintenance checks, you know, like fluids and air filters, stuff like that, and tires, but that's it. So now I have a mechanic, and I told him, the young guy, I said, already called him, made an appointment. We talked for a little bit. And he said, no problem. Probably take a couple hours to get that starter, the new one in. And he's going to check my windows. Because, you know, summer coming, I got to have some airflow going. Oh, yeah. So if it isn't the fuses, he said, yeah, we'll just go ahead and set another time. So it looks like June is the time to invest in my van. And you know, it has to happen every once in a while. And that's why you have to have an emergency fund. I better get this on me. I'm really hot in here. Today's a really hot day. Yeah. I'm in Flagstaff right now. I'm gonna spend the night here. And but yeah, let's get back to the emergency fund. You have, see what's going on with my belt here. Yeah. Sorry, I'm not going to edit this at all. I'm just going to put it out there. And you have to have an emergency fund, which I do. So this is just one of those times where you have to invest. But I've already got set in my mind that if anything else goes down the pike, that needs to really be fixed, and it's going to cost more money, I think I'm going to start looking for a new minivan. I'm going to stick with minivans. I'm telling you, they're the best. We're the middle child, okay? We're not too big. We're not too little. We're just right in the middle. We're the middle child, yeah. Anybody who has a minivan, they really say, yeah, it's the best way to go. So I've talked a lot about an emergency fund because this really is your home. It's my home. Do you like it? Yeah, I do like it. I don't know if there's enough lighting. Let me see. How are we doing on lighting? Okay. I don't know. But yeah, I'm pretty excited. You'd think with all of this going on, I'd be like, no, I'm excited. Because now I know it. The most frightening thing is not knowing. And how does that saying go? Our greatest fears lie in anticipation. Yeah. Our greatest fears lie in anticipation. I think that's Balzac. Who's that? Starts with the B. He said that. Yeah. And that's it, because you don't know. The anticipation, well, what could it be? Am I going to be stranded? Am I going to survive it? Will I survive this? What if I get stranded out camping? I mean, that was on my mind for a couple days, like, am I just going to get stranded out there? Well, of course I'm not going to get stranded out there. Here's the worst case scenario, though. It's not good to do the what ifs. I always did the what ifs. But now they say it's not good to do the what ifs. But maybe, I don't know. What do you think? Let me know in comments. Is it good to look at all the different angles? Or is it better just to look at that, to look at the best outcome, that everything's going to be just fine? But the only worst outcome I could think of is that if I'm in the Grand Canyon and my starter just won't work anymore, and they'll come get me, they'll tow me, but I'm sure they're not gonna tow me and hook it up and then drive into my campsite so I can pack up. Yeah, I mean, my stuff's going to be sitting out there. That would be worst case scenario. But so if I start driving around, what I'm going to have to do is take everything that's really important, like my solar panel. Yeah, I'm not going to just put a tarp over it. I'm going to have to put it in the back. Anything that's really, really, really important every time I leave my campsite, because they can easily tow me back. No big deal. I do have platinum. So they can tow me, I can go up to 200 miles. So if it really was bad, they could actually tow me to Phoenix from here. Yeah. Or if I was in Phoenix, they could tow me to Tucson. Yeah. And I like to have that 200 mile just in case. But now that I found Tyler, my new mechanic, I just feel giddy. To know that he's going to be good. And I trust the AAA guy so well. I mean, he's like Father of the Year award, probably Grandpa of the Year award. He is so cool. And, because I asked him, I go, do you know any mechanics? And, he said, yeah, I know a couple. And he goes, wait a minute, I know this one. He's kind of a younger guy. And he's looking to really get his name out, but he is certified, so. The AAA guy, oh my gosh, he really let me know a little bit. We were talking for a while. We're like buddies. We gave each other a hug, he goes, good to see you, good to see you. He has to help a lot of nomads up here in Flagstaff. So we were talking about some of the van life up here, because there's so many nomads up here right now. Oh my gosh. For Arizona, this is the highest spot. This is like 7,200 elevation. But you can go just a little bit out of town and you can get up to 8,000. I know where those spaces are. And so they call him often for all kinds of stuff, AAA. And so we were talking about him. I see it too. Some of those cars that they drive, I mean, it's a wonder that they even run. That's how bad it gets. There are some very decent, wonderful Nomads here, but there's this group that they are so down and out. I mean, I really do feel bad for them. I'm not making fun of them, so don't think I am. But some of their cars, I see them. There's this one, I will mention this gal. I feel bad for her. She travels she's got like a Ford Ranger, and she's got a dog that's huge. It's a huge dog. Looks scrappy too. Doesn't look dangerous. And she looks old and she looks so thin. But on her passenger side, on the car, somebody just T-boned her and it's bashed in. Broke her passenger window. She's got 2 layers of plastic that you can't see out of, taped on it. And I've seen her before, and I've actually watched her. What she does is she brings it in, and I think she hooks it up so that she can see when she's driving, because I think it's illegal that you can't see out there. And then as soon as she parks, she lets it down. I mean, she has no protection going on. And then what she does is she takes her dog and ties it to the bumper. And the dog has to like crawl under the car, and she puts a thing of food and water out there. And he just sleeps in a parking lot. It's so scrappy, but I really do feel bad for her. I'm off every once in a while. I thought maybe I should go ask her what happened, but I don't know. There's something that stops me from doing it, so I'll let her deal with what she needs to do. I don't feel any grave leading, to go help her. I kind of sensed it would be drama to get to know her, so I just kind of stick myself. But when I told my AAA guy about it, he goes, "Oh, I know her all the time." He goes, "I know exactly what you're talking about. The dog's about this big, and she's got the bash in, and she's got the plastic." Yeah. So people around Tucson kind of know her and know of her. She's constantly calling and asking if somebody can come out and help her get a jump or whatever. Her car is so decrepit. And there's times he goes, "I can't go out there." She's way out in the boonies, boondocking. She's way out boondocking. And when it comes to AAA, you need to be on a paved road. Well, she goes way out. And so they say, "No, we're not going to do it." It's really hard on their cars. Just like it's hard. I don't want to go way out there either. It's hard on my minivan. I don't have a 4-wheel drive, so I don't like the boondocking. I like the camping where there's like you get your own little place to park and it's paved. I like that. So, that's what I told him. I said, "I'm a little prissy. I don't like that." He goes, "Well, nothing wrong with being prissy." I said, "I just don't want to boondock out in the middle of nowhere. That's not my thing." And he goes, "I understand totally." But yeah, it's kind of crazy coming to Flagstaff. So I'm glad that I'm going to go back to my campsite in the morning, and I can spend my time out there. If all else fails and if everything goes bad or whatever, I can get towed in. I'll just have to keep what's really important close to me. And I'll have to, somehow let the host know that I'm sorry I can't take somehow, I don't even know how I would even get a hold of them. But I guess they'd figure out that I left some stuff behind. They go, what happened with her? She left stuff behind, but there would be nothing I could do about it. But from what Max tells me and what the AAA guy told me, and when I talked to the new mechanic, he said, you'll probably be fine. It could go where it just won't ever start again. But the AAA guy said that he actually had, when he had a bad starter, he actually turned it over. And on the 91st time, finally, it started. So he said, if it gets down to that, just keep trying it. So I'll be glad to get a new starter, and we'll see what else he can do. And if there's anything else that keeps going wrong with this, yeah, be time to be looking for a new minivan. Yeah, it's a lot of work changing everything over, but yeah, I can't imagine actually getting another Kia. 3 Kias in a row. I'm sure I'll probably find something else. You know, Max's Town and Country, he has 258,000 miles on that thing. I only have 125,000 on mine, so things go wrong. Gotta have an emergency fund, everybody. You must have that, okay? However you can, I'll leave, in fact, at the end, I'm going to leave 2 videos. You know, at the end, you see 2 that I suggest. I suggest those. I'm going to leave 2 on how to get a emergency fund going if you're really desperate, okay? Okay, I love you guys. Thanks for listening to my woes, but I'm not looking at them as a woe. I'm looking at it as a yay, because to find a mechanic, I know he's going to be perfect, to find an actual mechanic that I can have when I'm in Flagstaff, because I got one in Tucson. So I feel pretty blessed. I am so blessed. Everything works out, okay? It really does. Look for the good outcomes, you know? Okay. Hey, if you would do me a favor, how can you support me? If you love me, how can you support me? Go on Amazon, type in Minivan Lee books, and buy a book. They're not that expensive. One thing I didn't mention, so many of you said, well, what happened to your website? If you type in Minivan Lee now, it says something like, oh, if you want to buy the domain name Minivan Lee, you can bid for it. Those are my domain names. I'm not selling them, so I don't know why they put something like that up. But they do that. I had to let my website go because they wanted to charge me $555 to keep that going with the e-commerce and the website builder and everything. That's like double what it was the year previously. No. I said, no, we're going to cut it off. I'll get it back, but I'm going to cut it off for now. I don't need it right now because I had to buy some software for my scripts, writing a script. It didn't write the script for me. In no way did it do that. But what it does is it helped me put it in the proper form. And then when I submit it, that's the kind of form that a producer would want to see. It has to be in it's like you got the documents, DOC. This is like FX something. It would be in that I could send it to him. But that was like $250. So I said, I gotta pick my battles, and I wanted to get that. So I can't say, go to Minivan Lee if you want to support me. I can't do that. So if you really do want to support me, and it's really a win-win, because not only do you get to see me for free on YouTube, you get good information, but if you want to buy a book, I get helped and you have something to read. So you're actually getting something out of it. So yeah, and I've got 13 books now. Okay, so just look at them all. Just type in Minivan Lee books on Amazon. If you want to get Kindle, the ebook, or the audio, you need to go. You can look at it. Just go Oh, I can't get those on the app. Oops. You got to go to your browser, type in Amazon.com, and then type in Minivan books. But if you want the paperback, you can do it right on the app. Whew, got that? You got all that information? Woo! Okay, so I'm going to start getting ready for bed. Do a little wash up. It's hot. Yeah. It's a little bit hot. I want to turn this fan on. Let's see how noisy it is. I got to turn it on high. I'm sweating. I'm sweating. Okay. Mwah. Love you. I'm not editing this. It's going right up. No music, no nothing. Got it? Okay. Bye.